Here we go again, recording for the second time because apparently I forgot to hit record and wasted 35 minutes, but I guess it's 35 minutes of practice, so let's get into this video. What I'm going to do here in this video is I'm going to take you through the process I use to improve very quickly with art. So the process is actually quite simple and I'm going to save it for the end of the video, but I don't think you should skip to the end, because if you struggle to watch this video and you have to skip to the end, then there's probably a good chance that this process won't end up working for you anyway. You have to take that into consideration. I'm going to take you through some of the art that I did in my art journey and show you the point at which I started implementing this process. You'll see for yourself the huge improvement I had. So we're going to start at 2018. That's whenever I started to try to take things a bit more serious. So let's just start right here. This is where I was at in 2018. This was like the top of my skill at this time. Now this is probably at the beginning of 2018, probably around February, I'd say. I started to just draw every day. And most of those didn't make it to finished drawings because most of them were not very good. Believe it or not, this drawing was actually done at the end of 2018. I wanted to go as hard as I possibly could and just show my max potential then at the end of 2018. I used a few tricks here. Basically right down here, the middle, I drew only like half of this body shape here. And then I copied and pasted and did the flip thing, or I might have used symmetry tool. So I took a lot of shortcuts there. But I spent like over 100 hours on this drawing. I do that basically once a year to show my max potential for that year. So we can see there, that's my max potential, and I was not using that process at this time. I was just doing general art, learning through YouTube videos and things like that. So you can see you can still improve by doing that without using this process. So then 2019 comes around, we have the finished drawings, and again, this is important. I'm showing you this because I want you to see the point at which I start to use the process. Let's play a little game here. I want you to tell me when you think that I started using the process, and then obviously I'll tell you, but I want you to try and figure it out before I tell you. 2019, we're just gonna kind of fly through this. You can see my art here. Definitely some improvements, you know. This is kind of the improvements you would expect if you're drawing almost every day. This was my finale, the end of the year finale, 2021, because 2020 happened and I didn't draw at all for reasons I'm sure you all understand. No drawings were really created in 2020. 2021, yeah. So let's just go ahead and start this out. Now, this was not actually the first painting in 2021. This was in August of 2021. I don't know why it got mixed up. So this is August 2021. This is August 2021. This is, yeah, August. No, this is probably September 2021. This is probably September 2021. And this is like February 2021, okay? So, you know, here we go, 2021. I started to do a little bit of studies here. You know, 2021 was a pretty decent year for my art. I was drawing way more every single day. And yeah, this is kind of what you would expect. This is kind of the improvement you would expect if you're drawing daily. Let's go to 2022. Let's just take a look at some of this art. 2022, here we go. Oh, we're starting to see some improvements here, huh? Yeah, though we are seeing some decent improvements here. Art is looking a lot better. Yeah, so I'm just taking you through this, and we're going to go through 2023, and we're going to go through 2024. I want you to guess at which point you think I'm using that I started to implement that process of learning. Now, I'm going through here pretty quickly. May have to cut out some of these. Yeah, there was a lot of art done in 2022. Man, I went crazy in 2022. Now in 2023, okay, so right here, this is actually an oil painting, a physical oil painting. Kind of off topic, but I did want to try oil painting. So this was my first ever oil painting. I never finished it. Clearly my digital art skills translated over. So now we're just going to kind of go through 2023. Hey, ooh, I like that. Yeah, huge improvements. I mean, this is crazy for 2 years. The difference that you've seen from 2021 to 2023 is kind of wild to me. By the way, have you figured out at which point I started using this method to improve at art? Oh, I forgot all about that. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, honestly. I like that. I gotta go back to some of these old ideas and redo them. This is concept art for a game. It was an indie game, though I don't think it's released yet, so it's okay. that you see this. I don't even think they're using this anymore, so it should be fine. Huh, what was she doing here? That's really cool. Yeah, really cool. Really good stuff there. Hey. I need to go back to... I just love seeing my old art. Okay. Now, we're kind of getting a little bit off topic. There's so many paintings here. It'll take us forever to get through like all of this. I mean, yeah, so there's 2023, 2024. So I don't have all the 2024 paintings on here because I switched over to the iPad at this point. So a lot of the drawings are missing off of this specifically. But this was a paint over for a tutorial I was making on TikTok, a paint over of one of my older paintings. I'm sure you saw it back there. So here we go, 2024. Now I'm sure you've noticed where I had that, where I started to implement that process. That's crazy. Like some of these, like that's really cool. I love the colors on that. Wow. I need to go back to some of these. Why did I abandon these? So this process is actually quite simple, but if you guessed that I started using that process in 2022, you'd be correct. That's when I first started to use that process. Now the process is I would look at my art and I would analyze my baseline. And what I mean by your baseline is your average drawing where you're not going too crazy, you're not challenging yourself, but you're also not doing something too easy where it's mindless. That would be your baseline. So you'll take your baseline and you'll analyze what you need to improve on in that time. Now I don't know at which point was my baseline here, 2022, probably something like this. You'll analyze your baseline, you'll see what you need to improve on. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose a fundamental. You're going to just do studies of that fundamental for an entire month. What I like to do is you're going to do those studies every single day, and then you're going to take your favorite study of that week and you're going to turn that into a finished painting. You're going to do that for 4 weeks and until a month is up, and then do another drawing just to get a baseline, take it to a finished state. You're going to analyze that again and you're going to see, well, what else do I need to work on? And if you don't know what the fundamentals are, you can go to YouTube or you can go to Google and you can just Google up art fundamentals. You can have a list right there of the different fundamentals, and so you're going to choose one of those fundamentals that you think you need to improve on. So for me it was values, and I did the value studies. And then I was like, well, my characters don't really feel weighted, they don't really feel balanced in this world, so I'm gonna do pose sketches. So for a month straight I would do pose sketches, and then I would do a finished one out of my favorite poses. Then I would go on to the next fundamental, like perspective, and then I'd do my favorite one of the perspective, and then I'd go into my next fundamental, and you're gonna circle around those fundamentals until you get all the way back to the beginning, and then you're gonna do that process again. And I'm currently still doing that and using that process to this day. I'm doing it a little bit differently. I've been currently doing pose sketches for like the last 6 months, and before that I was doing value studies for the last 6 months. So it's the same thing, except now you move that time up, the amount of time you spend on it, because your newbie gains are no longer there, and so you're really going to get to that point where you have to really just grind it out, and you're going to have to spend a ton more hours to see the same kind of leap in progress. Yeah, so that's really the big reveal, the big secret to, this process. It's really not a secret at all. It's nothing grand, it's nothing crazy, it's actually just simple common sense thing, and it's really more about being dedicated and, dedicated to the learning process. This is the way that I've found is the best that works for me. It could be different for you. Yeah, I would challenge you to give this a try, at least for 1 month. Choose one of the things you feel you're weak in and do nothing but studies for that entire month of that, and then do a finished one once per week, and then just compare that first painting at the beginning of the month and then that last painting at the end of the month, and you'll see a pretty big difference. And honestly, it'll probably invigorate you and give you more love for the art, for the process, and it's gonna really make you addicted to painting and addicted to getting better. And then it's this positive feedback loop that really just is a wonderful feeling, and I really suggest everyone to give it a try. And leave a comment and let me know if you're going to do this, and then come back a month later and let me know how it went. And if you think this is going to be helpful for some of your friends, share that to them, please. we're a small channel here, and I'm trying to grow and, just give a little bit of the knowledge that I've gained over the years, and, just be a part of this wonderful art community. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.